Welcome to the Tom Castro Shooting Academy podcast. You have now entered the next level.
Well, we had to deal with Tom the asshole the whole time. We did Tom the asshole the whole day, dude.
That guy from stage 7 is going to tell every person he knows that Tom Castro is an asshole for trying to get off the stage.
Oh, man. After that, we literally called you an asshole probably at least 100 times.
What did I do on, what was it on 7 again?
We're talking about stage 7 when we were walking the stage and another random fucking guy come up and he jumped in our squad for a walkthrough and you told him, like, hey,
okay, I remember that.
Walk through right now. And he looked at you like you were stupid.
Yeah, I remember
and then
that.
we were telling like, no, the RO has just told somebody else to get off here. It's our walkthrough time. He was like,
yeah. So I think the biggest problem in our, I guess our society in general is no one wants to say anything when somebody's doing something wrong, right? Like, so we're walking this stage. We are literally the shooters coming up to this stage. And I think I was the second shooter, and it's a shaky bridge, which you know what happens when you have a stage with a shaky bridge. You got 4 minutes for 8 to 12 dudes to try to jump on that thing, which is not good, right? And, and when you got to go 2-3 different spots on this thing, it's not going to go well with a walkthrough. People aren't going to get a walkthrough. So a bunch of guys that were coming in from the afternoon happened to walk up, and I think there was one guy, he was great. Like, he was super nice. He walked up and I was like, hey man, like the ROs said you can't come on there or whatever. And he was just like, oh man, shit, I didn't even know you guys were shooting. I said, yeah, no, it's okay. We're still the afternoon squad or the morning squad, whatever it is. But another guy was standing there and they kind of all grouped up together, his whole group of guys. And I was like, hey man, like, like we're getting ready to shoot the stage. And he just looked at me like I was a total dick. And I just didn't care because I wasn't rude. I was like, hey man, just let you know, like, we're getting ready to walk the stage or shoot the stage. And I just said it. I had my radio on. I just kind of I don't know. I don't think I was rude. But I just jumped into the box, like kind of stepped in front of him, got on the box, and he must have looked at me like I had, ran over his kids or something. But everybody kind of just laughed. And they all mentioned it to me later because as soon as I ran around to the back of the line, but I remember him walking by me like, just like, you dick. And I'm thinking, dude, I don't know what you want me to get down on my knees and say, please, 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 can we get our stage? I was like, I don't think I was rude, but I certainly didn't kiss his ass either. I don't understand people, man. Like, you can't be an adult man and talk to another adult man like an adult man. Like, you got to be the biggest bitch in the world to be upset that someone walks over and goes, hey man, just to let you know, we're getting ready to shoot the stage. Right? Yeah. Like, if somebody did that to me, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, man. I didn't even realize. Like, I think that's kind of rude. But
I mean, shit, I go to stages all the time, and when I get there, I go, all right, guys, everybody off. GM's here.
Yeah.
He has done that before.
We actually
he did that during the walkthroughs. Yeah, he did that during the walkthroughs. Yeah, he slid through with his annual 100-mile-per-hour practice run and slid some rocks, and he goes, yeah, all the D's need to get off. The G's are here. It was hilarious. But I mean, I don't know, man. I'm so tired of sensitive people, man. Maybe I'm not sensitive enough for this world, but I think there's enough of those that I can be who I am because I just don't care. Like, I'm never rude to people, but people take it however they want and they can turn it into whatever they want. So I'm not worried about it anymore, man. I'm just me. Take it or leave it. It's funny because every one person that hates you, you got 20 more people that think, man, Tom, you're killing it. You're doing a great job. Thanks for all the help. Thanks for all the free information. And it's funny part is it seems like the people that hate me the most sure do follow my shit. Like, you could always not watch my free information.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
At least I'm my own business.
Just turn my page off, bro. If you would like, send me a message, tell me what a piece of shit I am, and I will block you for you. And I had no problem not giving you free information. Right. I spent a lot of effort and time giving out a lot of free information. And as far as I know of, at least from what I've heard from everybody, I share more than any other top guy in this sport.
I agree. Well, that's the key though, right, Tom, is focusing on the positive, right, dude?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Paul. Say it again.
That was Daniel.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I said, I mean, that's the key, right? It's focusing on the positive. Like, we're sitting here talking about breaking down what we did wrong, but like, we got to pull the positive from it too. And yeah, it's like you could let those guys bother. You could focus on all the other 20.
Trust me, I do.
Loving you. So
I 100% do. 100% do. It's so much better. It makes my life so much happier too, man. I get a lot of messages, comments, and they always come back in a positive way, dude. You know, it's pretty amazing when you keep positive people around you. It sure is easier to keep giving out that free information, and it just drives me to go do more information. You know, like
fastest makeup shot in the game.
That's it, baby. So now I'm out there practicing fucking makeup shots because of Paul, because he told me to keep doing it. It was such a good thing. Oh man, never listen to a damn kill shot. That guy will get you messed up.
That's Carl right there, dude.
Ron, you want to say something? Carl.
Yeah, Tom, I was going to ask you what were your biggest takeaways from this year's Nats compared to your prep at locals coming into it?
I am very, very, very much so like in Tyler's situation with, and I think it's because of the level that we're at. It's a mental thing for me right now. So what I've changed the most, and I actually have only had one practiced, and I will promise you that if you do this, it's going to hurt. I mean, it's going to hurt. I upped my round count per run now. And it's not just 1,000 rounds, but I'm trying to shoot 60 to 80 rounds per run. So in other words, I'm trying to do high round count practices per run. So in other words, if I have a stage, I'm going to run 80 rounds. So 3 reloads, sometimes 4 if I get to 100, but however I feel I need to do. And it hurts. Like it hurts bad. Like my last run I did a 60 or 80 round run, and I had to put the gun on the ground. I could not squeeze it enough to take the magazine out. And I will tell you, it was the best freaking practice I've ever had, because it's what I need to work on. It's the mental, it's the staying locked in, it's the visual, it's the seeing what you need to see. It's the staying focused during that run. So my biggest issue has been losing focus like you, DJ. It's the same thing. I think it's for everybody at every level. It's very easy to go, holy shit, did you see that steal, bro? I just smoked that shit. All right, let's just forget everything that was going good, and let's just go over here and shoot and not think about all that I did over there. Does that make sense? Like, how many of you ever shot a plate rack and you shoot the first 3 plates and you just smoke it? Then 4, 5, and 6 are dog shit. Why? Because you're like, hell yeah, I'm doing it. Oh, wait, what happened?
Fundamentals.
Yes, you lost the visual, you lost the trigger, you lost the grip, whatever it is. So imagine doing that in 21 stages. You have to hold that together for 21 stages. So I'm not much of a follower. I don't really follow a lot of people. Like, I just do my thing. I just know I'm just constantly always trying new things. So one of my buddies, Peter, mentioned to me that type of training is kind of what boxers and fighters do. So let's just say you have a 2-minute round. Well, guess what their rounds are at practice? 5. 5.
Yeah, we used to do 5.
Why do you do 5 minutes if you're only training for 2? Because when the 2-minute comes up, you're ready to go. 100%. So now for me, I'm bumping up my round count, because my issue is, let's just say it's a 24 round or a 32 round stage. When I get around 15 to 20, I start to lose that focus, right? I come crashing into a position and I'm on a piece of steel, and I lose that mental focus just for that split second. Now it's 2, 3 makeup shots. So if I practice at 60 rounds, guess where my fall off will be? 30, 40, 50? 32 rounds will be a joke. I'll stay focused all day long for 32 rounds because I've already done 60, 80, and 100.
I concur. In Richmond, they have that ring in the New Year match that we used to do. And each stage is like 40, 50 rounds. And dude, it's rough. It's so hard to keep your grip. Like, it's really hard. That's a really good thing to practice.
Time to get a new grip, bro. I don't see you practicing like that with that grip. You won't have cheese grater hands.
I use the lockjaws. I use the lockjaws. I've been using them.
I do too.
I don't know.
So
I shot today and it's gone.
It gets better.
It gets better. Like, you start building calluses.
My hands are still
big. It makes a lot of sense because, in fighting, we would do common 5-minute rolls and like sparring until you had a match come up. And when you went into your 30-day prep to actually, when you're cutting weight and everything, we would up your independent training sessions to 10 minutes. And in the 10 minutes, at 5 minutes, we put a fresh fighter on.
Fighter.
So,
in boxing, we called that the shark tank.
you know, we did that, and like for the longest time I thought it was just to build endurance, but it's not. It's to try to simulate the 5 minute that you're in the cage is so crazy because you're so amped up. It's actually equal to like an hour's worth of fighting. Your sympathetic nervous response is so spiked up, you crash afterwards. So it makes a lot of sense. Like what you were saying, DJ, he's shooting all these drills, and then, you know, at shot 20, he's like he's spaced out and whatnot.
That's actually what I
would
do.
think that,
I make that
I would
noise
think
and
that
everything.
do a long stage run would fix it, you know. But I mean, you know, that could be.
So the secret is, after you do the reload, just get a fresh gun.
Yeah, dude, just throw it on the ground. It's perfect.
Pineapple.
The other thing that I've changed in my practice, and I will say that I've watched Eric, you know, there's not a lot about him like out there. You can watch videos of him, he'll shoot practices and stuff like that. And his financial versus mine is a lot different, right? His ammo count is a lot different. So I won't get 150,000 rounds out of my gun like he does. But I will say, one thing I've noticed about a lot of his practices, and I started this before nationals, but you know, it's a pain in the ass to deal with, is from now on, there will be an activator and a swinger in every single one of my practices. And the key here is, and this is where I made a lot of mistakes in my practice, where I wasted a lot of time. I will no longer shoot that swinger 2 times and be done. From now on, I will shoot it from one position, run over, shoot it again, run over to another position, shoot it again. So now I have 3 or 4 times the amount of swinger work versus shoot, steal, shoot, stage, blah, blah, blah. Steal, swinger's done. Cool. Now go reset. Oh my God, dude, just what a waste of time, right? The other thing that I'm learning is I used to paste a lot. Now I want everyone to understand there is this is about levels, okay? At my level, I don't really have to go, I wonder where that shot was. I know. So if you're at this level, then you probably don't have to pace as much. But for most people, like you guys, I would, maybe not Tyler, he's probably really good at shot calling, but if you
I only pace the Charlies.
Right.
Yeah, only pace the
no, I don't like that. I don't think that's a good idea. And I'll tell you why. Because if you shoot a mic, right? Let's just say
I don't shoot those.
Yeah, I know you don't, except for that one stage. So when you pull the target, or if you come in, and let's just say also, what about the spread of that alpha? What if it was on the edge of the alpha and it's just blended in with a bunch of others? Now, the reason I say that is because I'm shooting stages, right? I want to paste everything on every fresh run. And the reason that is it also keeps me from having something to aim at, right? I come into a nice big brown target. Well, shit, if I got 2 holes, I'm just going to punch that hole again. Right. And I see that a lot in my class when I don't pace up a target. They just keep punching that hole. I'm like, all right, cool, pace it up. And as soon as I pace that shit up, they got nothing to look at. All of a sudden that alpha spreads out a little bit because they're not looking at that same big giant hole that I gave them for a fist that they created earlier in drills. So the thing is as a newer shooter or a mid-level shooter, and I don't mean that in any negative way, that's just the facts, you should be very super hyper focused on what your shot calling is. And if you don't pace, how do you actually know? Okay, cool, 2 alphas, but where were those 2 alphas? Was I on the edge? Was I dead center in the middle? What's my pair look like? Right? Especially as you start to get to those higher round counts, like you're getting 24, 30 rounds. What happens as you get to the back of the stage? Are those things starting to spread out? When you come in on an open target that's 5 feet from you, what's that spread? Because if that bitch is like top to bottom, guess what you weren't doing? You weren't focused on accuracy. You were just slamming brown, period. Right?
Yeah, baby.
That's what I do.
Dude, I don't even, I've never coached you before, and I already know what you're going to do wrong because everybody does the same thing. This is a big misconception in the sport. Everybody looks at you and like they'll come to a class and they go, oh man, I do this. I go, yeah, you and everybody else. Like, you're not special. I hate to say that in that way, but it's true. You're not special as a shooter. As you come up in this game, Tyler's done all the same shit I've done. He's screwed up all the same shit I've done. Daniel, Paul, Ryan, DJ, everybody's doing the same shit and messing it up. And that's why it's easy to coach this, because I know where those mistakes come from. Right. But most people look at it like, oh man, no, dude, I'm the only one that shoots Alpha Charlie on that. I'm like, okay, let's go through this. Let's go through this score pad, bro. You know, it's because we all do the same things. It's just human nature. It's the way our body works. Right. It's just wild, man. When you sit down and you start really going through this and crushing down the details is when you start to learn the most. Right. All right, boys. I think we just hit 3 hours, if not more. So, well, it might not be that long because I had 2 breaks with when my stuff shut off. So, do you guys have anything you want to add? I want to, DJ, I'm going to save you till the end because of all your bullshit sponsors. So, no, I'm just kidding. So, I'll start with Tyler since Tyler's probably the only person that's self-funded here. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Tyler.
Wow. What do you want us to say? What was the question?
You got any sponsors you want to rep? You got any questions? You got anything else you want to get out there?
He's wearing a Tom Castro shirt.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah, dude.
Love you, bro.
Dude, this is the dude right here. I need some more shirts. Yeah. Well, all right. So I guess we're talking about that. I mean, just my work, CNC indoor range,
Great
lock
place.
grips, Hunters HD Gold. They're awesome. And you know, just reach out to me locally. I do private lessons. I don't think like tons of people know that. I try to keep it on the down low, you know, for the tax man. But the yeah. So I was talking to a guy earlier. I taught a guy earlier today, and he said I always am afraid to come up and talk to you because you're such a good shooter. And so just for anybody out there, like me and Tom are the same way, dude. Like approach us, ask me questions, talk to me. Like all I want to do is help everybody get better in the sport. That's my only goal. Like we talked about this earlier. None of the pros show any of their videos. They'll show little clips of things. Like when I was getting into the sport, I hated that I couldn't watch anybody. Like nobody shows anything. It sucks. So that's why I try to make it a point to like try to post like all my videos because I want people to see what's possible. And Tom posts so much just good content from classes and stuff like that. It's like, you know, I don't know. I want everybody to get better. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Reach out to Tom if you have any questions. Like, come talk to me at a match. Like, ask me about your stage plan. You know, like I just want to help, dude. Ask me and I'll help you.
It's awesome, dude. So it's not very often when I get beat, especially by a student, that I'm actually happy that I got beat by a student. So Tyler and I have been friends for a while now, but dude, your progression has been awesome. It's been awesome.
Thanks, bro.
Been awesome to watch, dude. But screw you, I'm gonna kick your ass in the next one. So,
dude, literally, you just stop shooting makeups and you're gonna fucking be like top 5. That's it.
It's very true. Like going through those numbers, bro. It was very, very painful. And the sad part is actually going like this with your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was like, holy shit, how many more I'm almost out of bullets.
You have to throw in an extra reload.
I had to on one stage. On first stage, I had a reload. No one else reloaded but me. And I'm like, what the fuck?
This is not 3
I
per
even
paper.
walked off the stage and I go, dude, I reloaded on a 21 or 22 round stage. I'm trash. All right, go ahead,
dude. Well, think about a lot of these pros have been doing this for like 20 years, dude. We're new, like, I know, dude, in those terms, right? So dude, we'll be there. We'll get there.
I feel good about it. I have to keep lying to myself and telling myself that they're just been doing it longer.
Oh, baby G's.
Yeah. All right, Daniel, go ahead.
Yeah. Got to thank my ammo sponsor, NC Shooters. They make good stuff. They've been a great supporter. They also rep Brian, so good deal with that. Let me know if you need some good ammo. But no, the one thing I want to say is like we can't stop. Like we've got to squad up together again. So I just don't want this to be like the end, you know.
Oh,
my God, Daniel! Damn, Daniel! Oh,
I agree, dude. It's fun. It's fun to shoot with your friends.
Yeah.
I will say though, there's a different level when you're shooting with top level guys, right? So my match probably would have been a little different if I didn't have Tyler. Tyler's match probably would have been different if I didn't shoot with him because you kind of hold each other accountable at that level, right? Like I'm never, ever, ever, ever shoot down to my competition. I never shoot with a bunch of C class guys or B class or A or whatever it is and go, all right, man, cool. I'm just going to I'm not going to try hard because these guys are here. I'm probably going to win anyway. That's not how I think. I think always to run everything at 100%. Like I'm shooting against the best shooters in the world. You have to. You can never take a day off. You can't take a position off. You got to go. It's just understanding when and how to control that, right? Is the hardest part to get people to understand. And it's when you shoot with better shooters, the mindset's different. It's just a completely different mindset. When I shoot with Tyler, it's like, let's go, baby. Like what you guys saw, like, dude, we had that rain delay and I'm up high fiving, like, let's go, bitches. No, what's this grumpy face shit? Let's go. We're shooting freaking nationals. What are we doing here? It's like, it's so easy to just go, oh man, like, all right, cool. One more stage. Like, what the shit, dude? Like, I just have never been like that, man. Like, I'm excited. I love this sport. Like, I also look at this sport as if I could get hurt on the next stage and never be able to do this again. What do I want to be known at? What do I want to remember for myself? Like what was my effort level? Did I blow my knee out on some bullshit like wobble, like where I barely ran, right? Like it better be
walking.
Yeah, like dude, this guy sucks. Like he gave up and went, oh, is that how it went, DJ?
That's exactly how you do it. Make sure you move the right arm too.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things where, you know, when you shoot with a good squad, man, it can make or break your match. Like everybody on our squad pasted. Everybody pasted. Everybody.
Some of them would fucking have pasters.
Yeah.
Oh, we know who that
was.
was. We know who that was. Some of us pasted before it was needed to be pasted too.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Dude, look at the dude who disappeared. What happened? Where did he go?
Is behind him?
Is that his wife? They got a picture of you and your wife in the background. Yeah, Daniel pasted one of my stages.
It was a good one.
Yeah,
it was a good one. Good one.
Oh.
So don't worry, Daniel. I had the same amount of makeup shots on the second run I did on the first one, and had an identical time. So good job. Don't worry about it, dude.
I
He
saw
was
that
sweating
wing,
bullets.
Tom.
They said he was sweating bullets in the background.
Oh,
in
he
case
was.
screwed me up.
Yeah. He thought he was going to get through this podcast without somebody saying it.
Yeah, I
waited till the end. I waited till the end. I had it back here the whole
I was
time.
excited for a bit there.
That's
I knew when
phenomenal.
pastors got brought up, I was screwed. Like,
Well, thanks for joining, bro. Thank you for coming on. That was awesome. Tyler, thank you for coming on too, man. It has been great. Paul?
I want to say thank you to Excalibur Ammo, Trading Place, indoor gun range in Monroe, Georgia, Lock Grips, of course, Freedom Munitions, and Double Alpha, which I don't really have anything with formally. And I want to say that this was, you know, I mean, just the combination of everything. Best match for sure I've ever been to. I've been to one level 3. I shot IPSC Nats in like November in Florida. And that was great, you know, and I was actually fortunate. I was on like one of their, like, I was squatted with Siler and Chase Rains and Chris Workman, like a whole bunch of real high level shooters. And I'm a C class when I shot that, you know, and they were really nice to me, but you know, we didn't have the vibe that we had obviously on our squad, being as tight as we are, and nationals. So like anybody who read the book, who looked at the match book, those stages were so much harder in person. I mean, they were very challenging stages, which I appreciate. I really like the fact that they really challenged high level shooters, because then it gives me something to really gauge myself as to where I am. But man, driving to Ohio sucks.
Yeah.
Full stop.
And you're from Georgia, so that's a pretty good drive. Imagine if I drove that from Florida.
No, that's when Tyler was like, "I'm taking Tom to the airport." I was like, "Oh, he flew." I was like, "Oh yeah, he definitely flew."
Yeah, just dude, it's like, so Florida is like the longer version of Texas. You just keep going and going up and going up and going up until you're like, yeah, holy shit, I just finally got out of Florida. Okay, I'm done with it. It's like 6 hours to get out of here. So it's a pain in the dick. So for sure.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. I'm super happy that you guys came on, because you know, different levels is, you know, people be happy to hear about different levels, man, because everybody, you know, some of you guys have been a couple times and some of you have been once. So it was awesome. Ryan?
Yep, I appreciate you having me on, Tom. First thing, anybody listening to this, go shoot majors. It's going to make you a better shooter. It's going to highlight your deficiencies more than a 6-stage local would. Get out, shoot against the best there is. Find all the G's, all the M's you can in a match. Go squad with them. Because if you're just squadding with your buddies all the time, you're going to stay right at that same level. Find the good shooters and go bend their ear. Like, hey, how'd you do that, right? How'd you get better? What can I do to get better? most of the guys like Tom, Tyler, DJ, like you guys, like I've never once approached you with anything, and you guys like, no, fuck off. I'm focusing on my match. And most high level shooters will help you. So get out, shoot majors. It's absolutely worth it. That's one thing. I've got my video from Nationals dropping next week. That's one of my things is, yes, a lot of people didn't come to that match. Oh, it's $400. It was worth every damn penny I spent to go to that match.
Every penny.
For the match fee, for the hotel, for the 10-hour drive, absolutely worth it. Get out, shoot majors. Second thing I've got is I'm also doing a YouTube thing here. I appreciate anybody going out and checking out Empirical Concepts Training. I work with a lot of USPSA shooters like Tom does as well, but I also work with a lot of civilians, getting people started in sport and law enforcement units as well. So if you're watching this, you work with the department and want somebody to come in to work with you with your team on handguns, give me a shout, shoot me an inquiry over at the website. And I'd also like to thank all my sponsors, as like Daniel said, NC Shooter Supply. I've been with Jeff Wallace for 5 years now. A guy makes really solid ammo. He stands behind shooters. He supports matches. He guarantees his product. It's absolutely fantastic product that I swear by. Amex Guns in Columbia, South Carolina. They're dropping some of the dopest Cerakote jobs that you can find. They do quality work over there. Definitely hit those guys up, as well as Rendezvous with Destiny. Buddy Ortiz, he actually does the spray at Aimant, but he also runs an apparel company and photography company. Any work, definitely hit him up as well. And I look forward to shooting with you guys again in the future. We definitely got to link back up again.
Agreed. DJ?
All right. So you take a deep breath here. No, I'm joking.
I'm going to start writing them down right now. Write them down.
Put him on a timer.
No, once again, just like everybody else said, I wanted to hope on the same thing.
Hold on, dude. I'm going to hit the mute button real quick so we don't have to go through this.
all right, I got it. I'm already done.
I'm just kidding. Dude, you guys see how fast he did that?
Yeah, I'm already done. Yeah. But just wanted to thank all you for letting me come on here as well. Had a great time at that. I've shot a lot of majors, but this is definitely one of the best ones I've shot, the best group, the best people, didn't have a negative experience at all the whole time. But when it comes to sponsors, definitely want to thank the people, the biggest sponsor I've had for a while, and that's Cajun Gunworks. They're the ones I shot for the match. A lot of people know if you shoot anything CZ related, Cajun Gunworks is normally the route you're going to go. That's for a reason, and we're going to stay that way. My newest sponsor is Laugo Arms. The alien here, you guys, it's a small company. They're just getting started in the game, but they actually just took a chance on me. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but they wanted to sponsor me, and I was like, I'll obviously take advantage of that. And they wanted to reach out and say, hey, we want you to shoot. Keep doing what you're doing. And Laugo Arms, if you're interested in something new, different, and actually innovative, like in the gun industry, everybody says they innovate, but it's normally just reskinning a new cat. We all know how that is. This gun, Tom, you've had some experience with it. It's innovative. It's actually very different. I think I let Paul shoot it before. It's a different gun. And then 2A Ammo is my sponsor as well. They're out of Florida, smaller company. They're started not too long ago, and they got into the competition world because I introduced them to it. They were doing just reman ammo for practice and stuff, but I wanted them to say, hey, the competition world is really big in ammo. So if you want some good, good customers, competition shooters going to buy a lot of ammo. And then Curated Arms here in Georgia, they're the FFL. They do custom work on guns, and if you want to get some PVD work and engraving and slide stuff like that, they're good companies to work with. So those are the big and major sponsors that I deal with on a regular basis that actually support me on a bigger level. So and YouTube, Instagram, everything is all the same. DJinx412. I do classes as well, but it's not like a primary thing. Just email me. Message me on any of those things. I'm real responsive on social media. So if you want classes locally here in Georgia, you can get some. Then sometimes I do classes in travel form if I have enough, interest in it. So that's about it.
Nice, bro. Thank you for coming on. Seriously, man, I appreciate it. It was awesome. It was one of the things. The reason I wanted to do this podcast was because of the levels, right? The different levels that you guys are, and it wasn't your letter that I gave a shit about. It was, the different levels of shooters that you are individually. Right. you know, you know, guys, you guys know how I am about the levels. I don't care about the letter. The letter doesn't mean the level that you are as a shooter. It's just, I was able to watch all of you shoot and how you handle different things. I didn't see a whole lot of mental breakdown, right? That was kind of why I wanted to come on and kind of see what you guys, how you assessed your matches, right? It wasn't, and I'm sure the mental breakdown was there. I just didn't see, you know, no throwing mags, no bitching and complaining, because it's funny because Tyler and I are very much alike when how we deal with our mistakes. Like, we voice them, right? So like, I remember sitting in a car with Tyler. We were on our way home after day 2. Tyler had shot, was it day 2 that you shot the mics, or day 3? Day 3, right?
I think it was day 3.
Day 3.
That's when we were on our way to the work.
Yeah, that's right. So day 3, which, you know, we were already done, had a very successful match. And I looked at him, I said, bro, like, you really bitched a lot about your mics. And I said, I think you held on to it for too long, right? Like, not in a negative way, but like, just remember, you got to let that go sooner. And he was like, yeah, dude, you do the same thing. I go, no, I know, man. I'm trying to catch myself. Like, because what happens is you dump your shit off onto other people. Like, I had to walk away from Tyler because I could hear his upsetness. And it wasn't that he bothered me. It was like, okay, I gotta get away from this. Cause like, I can't be wrapped up into Tyler's emotions. Right. Which, nothing wrong with it. I'm the same way, but I have to catch myself constantly. Like, dude, I sound like I'm bitching and complaining. Like, and all I'm doing is getting it off my chest. Right. Like, I've had to catch myself, because there's a couple times when I walked up to Tyler, I was like, bro, nope, it's over. I'm good. You know, like, cause I know I needed to get it out more. Right. So like, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that part out. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, maybe the safe table needs a good yelling, you know? Like,
hey, listen, I'll hear you out, dude. I don't care.
Yeah, no, but dude, it's not good, because what happens is you end up dumping your shit off on the other shooters. That's not their fault. And they don't need that. They don't need that shit in their head. But it's like, that was one thing about our squad is all the things that went wrong, all the mistakes, the rain delays, everything, everybody stayed up. And it was like, oh man, this is going to be a great thing to talk about, right? Because nobody let the other guy get them down. No one really got down on themselves, even though they did. They were able to contain it and kind of, you know, corral it is the word I want to use, right? So instead of like carrying through 21 stages, they kind of corral it. Go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, no, I mean, it also helped when something would happen, like Paul would step in or Ryan would step in and help me, and like, hey, dude, you know, just like help me mentally work through it. So we were doing that for each other too, and I think that's critical.
I think that's why who you shoot with is so important, right? So like, if you shoot with a guy who's just super negative, bro, get rid of that guy out of that group right away, because it's going to be bad all day. You know, to be negative, I always cracks me up when people are like, oh, dude, you can't be negative. Well, listen, if I'm critical, there's a difference, right? If I'm just running around going, this match is bullshit, or this, I suck, or like, dude, everybody handles their words differently, right? So if I say I suck, I know I don't suck. It's just the way I need to tell myself to stay motivated and get at it, right? Don't let myself just be like, oh, cool, 18th, you did great. No, got to do better. So it's just the way I speak to myself isn't the way somebody else should talk to themselves, right? Everybody's different in this game, in their mental game, and where they're at. So where I was at a year ago is a lot different than where I'm at this year. It's just constantly growth. But Ryan, I wanted to bring up one last thing that you said at the end there that's I think is kind of weird. Ryan said to go talk to people that are better than you. Go talk to the G's, go talk to the masters, go talk to those guys. I literally coach for a living. Like, I teach people for a living. I push all my stuff out on the internet, and people don't come up and talk to me about things. It's the wildest thing. And like, somebody will go up and go, hey, Tom. And I'm like, hey man, what's going on? Like, look, what do you need? And the thing is, and just so if anybody's watching this, all those millions and millions of fans that I have, just so you realize, if I'm busy and I'm in the middle of walking a stage, or I'm going to do something that I can't focus on you, I promise you my answer won't be, get out of here, dickhead. I'm going to look at you and go, hey, give me 1 minute. I'm getting ready to shoot. As soon as I'm done, bro, I'll come back and talk to you. You never want to come up and talk to me about shooting unless you're ready to talk about shooting. Because, dude, I love shooting. I love talking about shooting. I love shooting. I love being around shooting. I love having conversations with new shooters, GMs. I just had a GM in my class this weekend. Bro, I had 2 GMs in my class this weekend, and it was awesome. It was awesome. And people are like, oh man, you know, what do those guys learn? They learn a lot. You actually learn more as a GM in my class than you will at any other level because you're ready for all that extended information. Yes. You are ready for the higher level you are, the more you get out of a class. That doesn't mean not to take a class because you don't get to that level quickly without that class, in my opinion. Ask me how I know. I spent my first 3 years getting my head kicked in trying to figure out how to get to that next level. And if I would have taken a class, and actually as soon as I took a class, I was like, what the shit? I should have done
what
this.
You're saying is they need to take a class with you. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I need to take a class.
The problem is everybody thinks it's a sales pitch, right? Everyone looks at you like, oh, that's what you do for a living. I'm like, trust me, dude. I don't promote myself enough, honestly.
That's actually something I was going to bring up is for everybody that's listening to this. If you haven't gone and trained with somebody, like I train, DJ trains, Tyler trains, Tom trains, go train with somebody because you don't know what you don't know. And even if you are really athletic and you're a fast learner, like you don't know what you don't know. Just like me, I got stuck at B class for a while just based on my natural abilities, but I was never able to progress past that until I went to somebody that had been through those trials and tribulations and learned and broken it down to a science and said, no, try this, right? Yeah. Because a lot of times you can't see your own flaws like somebody who's done it at a high level for a long time can see them. Mm-hmm. So absolutely 100% go train with a bunch of people.
Yeah, never be afraid to ask somebody, dude. Like these guys, most top shooters are more than willing to talk to you. You know, they're more than willing to talk to you. I don't know many of the top GM guys that are dicks that when it comes to a new shooter, somebody walks up to them, they're going to talk to them. They're just going to be nice to you, man. They're just like everybody else. It always cracks me up when people think, oh man, they're GMs. That dude, they're just normal people, man, that happen to be really good at shooting. Like outside of this world, no one gives a shit that we're GMs. The only people that give a crap are the people that are in this sport. So if you're a good person, you're a good person. I don't think I'm better than anybody else in this world, man. So just come up and say hello, dude. Also, if you do come up and say hello, tell me where we met. Like there are people that will come up and say, hey, Tom, how's it going, man? And I'm like, hey, how's it going? But they just follow me on the internet, but I don't know. I've never met them. Like, I can't tell you how many people I'm like, hey, I'm Tom Castro. And they're like, well, shit, I never introduced. Yeah. Like, introduce yourself like a normal, you never met me thing.
Please, dude. I have that same
wild,
problem.
Dude. It's so wild. Cause I'm like, I look at my buddy. I'm like, who was that? They're like, I don't know. Everybody knows you. I'm like, oh shit.
And I want to add one more thing before I forget is a shout out to Todd Holmes and Matt Hopkins for putting on like the best nats I've ever shot.
Yeah,
I agree. It was the best match that best nationals I've been to in 5 years. So it was awesome. It was great to see vendor area going through. It was great, dude. It was really, 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 really good. They crushed it. Stages were by far the best in 5 years. Very, very, very balanced. There was not one skill over another that you had at that match. It was pretty awesome. Oh, did you notice that there was no Virginia count or strong hand weekend, and that match somehow still turned out great?
Yeah,
awesome.
There was one fixed time, and fixed time does mean Virginia, though.
Yeah.
So, dude,
but you know what?
Barely.
They did a good job on that time.
They did.
They did a really good job on that time. Like, really good on that.
It pushed you really hard.
They were on the money with that time, dude. I shot my last target, and it was beep. I'm like, yeah. Oh, I didn't hit that one at all.
Too much.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good stage. That was a great match, dude. They did a great job. The one berm bays they did really good this year. It was really good. They did really good. They learned to kind of use those side berms and turn into side berms with the walls and stuff. So they did a good job. I'm very, 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 very happy with how they did. I hope that I hope Todd takes over that area of nationals, to be honest with you, from now on. I think he's got it together. Obviously I'm a little biased, but I'm also not an idiot when I see how things are ran, and he did a great job. So, because he does amazing at South Carolina, and there's a reason why he did good at nationals, because he's got a system and he knows how to get the people in the right spots. So, and shout out to all the staff, bro. I don't think there was only one stage where I felt like the ROs were just dicks. I mean, I remember looking at all the guys like, wow, this dude's setting the tone, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like, this dude set the tone, didn't he? Like, boy, that's a way to piss everybody off on the stage before we even got here. That was an interesting, for whatever reason, that guy had, you know, he was a little salty, but other than that, man, it was a great match. Great staff, great weather. I mean, but we had a little bit of bad weather, but man, it was awesome. Had a great time. So can't wait.
So
for
are we doing it again next year? I mean, the same.
Hopefully.
Oh, you're gonna be on the super squad.
I hope so. I hope they have 2 super squads, because this year they didn't. They just didn't. I mean, they had enough from last year to do it. I wouldn't have been on it. Tyler should have been. I mean, that's upsets me the most, is Tyler earned top 20 last year for sure, and he should have been on the super squad B, but because they didn't have enough, they kind of jammed the women's super squad in with, I guess, super squad B. So I didn't like that part. Like, you know, the women should have shot against the women. This isn't, obviously, you guys know I'm pro girl, so pro woman in the sport, but it's just frustrating when you're trying to get the top shooters together and you got them all spread out. Like, dude, there is zero reason that Eric, JJ, Shane, thank you. I was like, there's one more great one on there. Shane. Well, hell, all the guys from Europe were great, obviously. That all those guys weren't jammed in with the other super squad Americans, squad B, squad, you know, there's zero reason for that at all. It sucks. It's not right. So, but you know, it is what it is. And if for anybody out there, because I've actually had this request from quite a few of the top guys in our sport, we need to keep Carry Optics Nationals alone by itself and make it its own nationals, because the reason this match kicked ass was because of the energy that this match had. Every top shooter in the sport was jammed into one division at one match, all going for the same title. Dude, even if Eric wasn't there, that just added extra spice to it. But when you have all the best shooters in one division, that's where the match had oh my God, this could be a professional sport. So now you're going to go back to nationals this year. Okay. So limited optics national. I'm going to call it limited optics nationals.
That's what it is.
Handgun. Because that's what it is. You have all the talent spread out. Nils is shooting production. I think Mason's either shooting production or limited, but you're spreading all the talent out again. So now the top guys, the top guys in the sport aren't shooting against each other anymore. And it's going to be a different feeling, right? It's going to be a different feeling, and it sucks. So, you know, welcome to USPSA, baby. Welcome to the sport. So hopefully we can get it together, and it would be nice to see that happen. Dude, I'll tell you, Carry Optics Nationals, just for that, was awesome. Just the fact that it felt like a real nationals this year. You know, the talent was there. Everybody good that was there. Even the guys from overseas were coming in, you know, putting it down. So it was really awesome to watch. But all right, boys. Anything else?
Shoot fast, don't miss. Yeah, shoot fast, don't suck.
Yeah, I like it. All right, well,
kill shots only.
What's that?
Kill shots
Cinematic
All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. All right, guys. If you have any questions, hit me up in those comments, and I'll see you on the range.